Spatial reasoning is the ability to understand and remember the spatial relations that exist among objects.
It's an important skill for those working in conceptual areas like construction, graphic design or mechanical engineering. In fact, any activity where plans and drawings are used.
This is because people with high visual spatial intelligence are good at remembering and visualizing things, and can fold them, rotate them, and manipulate them in their minds.
These are often thought to be ancillary to other, more dominant skills.
For example, if you're looking for an engineer or a meteorologist, you'd probably focus on numeracy. Conversely, if you want an interior decorator, filmmaker or chef, you would probably focus on the aesthetic, and if you want an air traffic controller or a surgeon, you would certainly have a list of requirements which would not include spatial reasoning.
But a high ability at visual thinking is needed by all of them.
The ability to rotate 2D and 3D objects in their mind's eye, while keeping the object's features unchanged, will help them understand and solve problems quickly and easily. For example, people who can manipulate mental representations of gears and pulleys, or mental simulations of pouring water, helps understand the amount of tilt required for containers of different heights and widths. Similar effects can be seen in people playing with a Rubik's Cube. Mental rotation is unique and distinct from the other spatial abilities because it also involves areas associated with motor simulation in the brain. To give an idea of how I test a candidate's spatial ability, I'll show you a couple of test examples. The first tests the candidate's ability at 2D rotations. The candidate has a couple of minutes to spot which of the 4 symbols on the right is a rotation of the test symbol on the left. Of course, the answer is C, because the first image has simply been turned around. However, not everybody can see that easily. In my discussions with candidates, I ask many questions, some of which are to measure their visual and spatial ability, in both 2D rotation, 3D manipulation, folding and animation. This one, mental animation, measures how well a candidate can mentally visualize the motion and movement of things, one with another, and is important when analyzing a person's mechanical reasoning.
Other tests involve mental folding.
Folding is a complex spatial visualization that involves folding a 2D pattern into a 3D object.
Mental folding in tasks needs a series of mental rotations to fold the original object into the new one.
In the example here, which of the 4 cardboard boxes could you make by folding the flat piece of cardboard shown above?
I'll give the candidate a couple of minutes to work this out. Then, if he or she hasn't come up with an answer, I'll politely change the subject and discuss something else.
However, you've probably already spotted that the answer is A.
However, box C is a real possibility. But if you look carefully at the broad diagonal white stripe that runs over the top, you'll see that it runs the wrong way.
Spatial reasoning and spatial awareness are a relatively new area of scientific research.
New, that is, when they are compared with the more traditional areas of quantitative and verbal ability. These are far more familiar because they've been understood and used for years.
Yet spatial ability assessments involving mentally rotating abstract images or reasoning about the function of mechanical devices may be new. The 3 are positively correlated. A person with above average spatial reasoning will also have above average verbal and quantitative ability as well. Although spatial reasoning and spatial awareness are not mainstream in the world of psychometrics, I think they are important.
They are highly correlated to general intelligence or cognitive aptitude.
They are also very job relevant, because they tell us how well someone will be able to take in new and potentially abstract information and apply it appropriately.
They are directly related to problem solving and critical thinking, which are major components of cognitive aptitude.
Most jobs require some sort of critical thinking and problem solving on a day-to-day basis. This wraps up my lesson on spatial reasoning and spatial awareness. It is one of the most basic reasoning abilities and is highly correlated to general intelligence, or cognitive aptitude.
I hope that you have found it interesting.